What's up? Welcome into your daily Buckeye Blitz for a Monday. Let's kick the week off right. You know how we do it here. We talk Buckeye football, your daily Buckeye Blitz for the newcomers. And it's good to have you here, all the new people. I see our stats just going up in a upward trajectory here. So appreciate everybody joining in. And so Mondays are offense. We talk the Buckeye offense, stats and grades from this week's game. Tuesdays, defensive stats and grades. Wednesday is we look forward to the matchup. And then Thursday, best bets. Friday, 5 keys to a Buckeye victory. But don't forget, tonight on YouTube Live, 8 p.m. Eastern, me, Jeff, and Sean, we break down the game against Illinois, and then we get you ready for the Wisconsin game, which is looking worse and worse by the days. I don't know. I feel bad for Luke, but let's get into it here. Let's talk Buckeye offense from the Illinois game. We're halfway through the season. Yeah, enjoy the walk. It goes fast. So the Buckeyes roll 34-16. Kind of a clunky, not so great finish, I would say. We started off fine, 20-3 at the half, but we controlled the entire game, and we were never in fear of this slipping out of our hands or something. So the Buckeyes moved to 6-0. It's a road win in the Big Ten. You got to enjoy those, especially against a decent team. The offense was efficient, but not really explosive. You can blame that on the defense. It's the defense's fault. And special teams gave them short fields all afternoon, so you didn't have to. You didn't have the field to accumulate a lot of yardage. So there's a lot of, you couldn't really maximize your explosiveness, and throw those 50-yard bombs. Just one offensive touchdown in the first half, despite they started 4 drives inside the Illinois 38. So too few shot plays. Felt like the Buckeyes played, kind of close to the vest. This looks like a Ryan Day special as far as play calling goes. So he picked that up. Brian Hartline picked that up from Day, to be ultra conservative for some reason. So offensive stats, Buckeyes totaled 272. That's got to be like a season low, probably for the rest of the year too. 166 passing, 106 rushing, 4.3 yards per play. That's extremely low. 8 of 15 on third downs, but 6 of 6 in the red zone. So you can't complain about going perfect, although you would like more touchdowns in the red zone. And Julian Sayin seems like they haven't really opened it up yet, especially in this game. He was 18 of 27 for 173 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 picks. He struggled getting his rhythm early on. He had 6 incompletions in the first half. That's usually not his bag. Total, let's see. Yeah, he was spotty. He didn't have any of those huge runs of like 10+ completions in a row like he typically does. So a little off there. And early downs in play action, there were reads that were slow to develop. But the Buckeyes adjusted well after halftime. He was 6 of 7 to open the third quarter. Both of those were TD drives. So, again, Sayin shows excellent decision-making in the short yardage. They ran the QB sneak on 4th and 1, ran that red zone play to Jeremiah for a touchdown, that fade in the right corner. So they took what the defense gave them. The Illinois defense, was supposed to be the worst pass defense in the Big Ten, and I think Hartline should have been more aggressive against that. We ran, let me see, how many attempts do we have? 37 rushing attempts total, and I counted 12 first down runs. So 12 drives, 12 first downs we ran on first down. That's ultra conservative, and that reminds me of Ryan Day against, the Cheaters or something. So still missing some vertical threats. I know the short fields, but I don't know. It seems like we could have done more there in the pass game. So I give Sayin a B. Again, somewhat limited by the field position, but this running game is what I'm really concerned about. Seems to be regressing. I know Illinois is good in the trenches. That's probably their strength, but 106 yards rushing on 37 carries, that's pathetic. That's 2.9 per carry. That's terrible. And I put a lot of this on the O-line. I know Bo Jackson had the little ankle injury, but he came back in. He had 10 carries, 47 yards, just a 4.7 yard per carry. Looked strong early on. Left the game, tried to come back and play through the ankle, but didn't really help him much. CJ Donaldson, 13 carries, 44 yards, 2 touchdowns, 3.4 yards per carry. Again, not very efficient, not very effective with something under 5 yards a carry. It's three straight games. We still haven't hit 4.5 yards per carry as a team. So I got a problem with this heavy personnel, the 13 and 14 sets where we've got 3 or 4 tight ends on the field in short yardage. It's so predictable. And the sequencing of play calling, run, pass. You have to pass on third down because it's fucking 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7. Because you're only getting 3 or 4 yards on first and second down. So, I think the play calling and these personnel sets, I realize we've got good tight ends. Do they have to always be on the fucking field? And let me talk about these running backs real quick. So one of the stats I look at for running backs that tells me how good they are is forced missed tackles and yards after contact on average. CJ Donaldson on the season has 2 forced missed tackles. And his yards after contact is 2.38. That's not good, man. And he really padded his stats against Grambling. He had a 5.8 yards after contact there. So if you take that out of the equation, it's more like under 3 or under 2. So he's got to be better. Very simple. And then Bo Jackson, if he's our running back 1, RB1, he's got to be better. Now, he does have 11 forced missed tackles, Bo does, in 5 games. That's excellent. Could be better, but I like it. Yards after contact, 5.26. That's more like it. That's what we're looking for. But again, he had the 100-yard games against Grambling and Ohio, but only 80 against Washington, 63 against Minnesota, and then the 47 Saturday against Illinois. So we've got to be better there. I realize he does help out in the pass game. He did have the nice catch and run in the pass game out in the left flat there and got in the end zone, but he's only catching 1 or 2 passes a game. But these forced missed tackles need to get better and continue the yards after contact. But unfortunately, see, the issue is C.J. Donaldson is supposed to be our hammer, our short yardage guy, our goal line guy. So you could say, yeah, that's why he's limited in his yards after contact. Well, no, he gets plenty of carries in the middle of the field between the 20s. So it's not that. He's got to be better. He's got to be much better. At Virginia, last year he had 29 forced missed tackles on the year. Right? We're already halfway through the season, through 6 games, and he just has 2. And that's on 58 carries. That's not great. So these guys need to continue to improve. Hopefully Bo Jackson can work through this ankle issue, and we can get back to normal here. Then the O-line. So running game, I'm giving a C-. I know we're getting the short yardage touchdowns when we should, but the C-, I don't know. A lot of this is on the O-line. We're going to get to that here in a sec. But I want to talk about the play calling, kind of unbalanced and like afraid of taking risks at all. 37 rush attempts versus 27 pass attempts. That's not even close to 50-50, man. And the secondary for Illinois is giving up 250 yards a game. We didn't even get close to that. What I say? Sayin was at 166 for the game? No, that can't be. Red zone plays. The first 10 red zone plays were 7 runs, 3 passes. Multiple third and mediums were created because we didn't get anything on the early downs running the ball. Yeah, it felt like the Buckeyes tried to grind out this game instead of just burying these guys. I know it was 23 at the half, but it seemed like, I don't know, they kind of let up, took the foot off the gas in the second half. Not really any sustained drives, I would say, except for one. And we had the super long drive there in the third quarter. That was almost 8 minutes, 7 minutes, 52 seconds. That was a 14-play, 63-yard drive. But other than that, and the first drive of the game that ended in a field goal, those were the only two sustained drives. The others were 6 plays, 35 yards, 5 plays, 18 yards, 6 plays, 25, 5 plays, 26, 7 plays, 24, 3 and out, 3 and out. You know, I mean, where are the drives here? So yeah, run-pass balance needs to be fixed going forward. This has to change, at least 50-50, if not heavier in the leading pass. Receivers, pretty quiet, obviously, when your quarterback only throws for 166, but Jeremiah had 5 catches. How many targets here? He had 7 targets, 42 yards on the touch. Carnell Tate, 4 catches on 7 targets, 41 yards. Max Clare, 4 on 6 targets for 38 yards. Bo had 2 for 20 in the touch. The 19-yarder was his touchdown. Brandon Innes just 2 for 14 on 2 targets. Kazmarek 1 for 7. Donaldson 1 for 4. So, no receiver went over 50 yards for the first time this year. Again, play calling, leaning on the run too much. Illinois did play a lot of zone, more than Ohio State expected, but the Buckeyes didn't test them deep at all. I'll give them a B. I'll give the receivers a B. They were efficient, but there was plenty of meat left on the bone. Now, the offensive line, I've got some serious issues with these guys. They gave Sayin a clean pocket most of the day. No sacks allowed. Let me check the pressures. I think we had 4. Okay, 4 pressures. 3 of those were a hurry, 1 hit on the quarterback, so not bad. Run blocking, though, is my big issue. They were solid initially, but inconsistent. And this has been a problem that's been plaguing the Buckeyes all year. The short yardage push is still a problem, even using 13 and 14 personnel. Here's a thought. Do you remember this guy named Urban Meyer? He used to spread you out and run the ball instead of bringing 3 and 4 tight ends in the game. Maybe we go back to that for a few plays. I don't know. Sarabeld continues to play well. Hinsman is playing well. Shabola is my big issue. And he had, 28 run blocking snaps this week, graded out of 54. That's out of 100, folks. That's pathetic. Against Washington, a 52. He did grade out a 70 against Minnesota in between there. But, again, consistency, man. Against Texas, he was a 50. Fucking 50, man. A 62 against Grambling. That's terrible. And this has been his MO. This is what he does. On the season, he has a 57.6. That's terrible. He's not giving up a lot of pressures, just 6 on the year, but the run blocking is what I'm focused on. It's bad. Tegra, bad. Got to get better or get him the fuck off the field, man. Hinsman, not bad, but he still only graded a 60 in the Illinois game and a 59 against Texas. He's got to be much better and consistent. He's only allowed 5 pressures. Phillip Daniels, another problem against the run or in the run blocking. Graded out a 62 this week. He was a 49 last week at Minnesota. He was a 59 against Texas. Again, inconsistency. On the season, he's a 63.6. He only has 4 pressures on the season, but the run blocking is what I'm focused on. Just bad. Come on, man. You got to be better. Sarabeld, solid. 74 on the season. Only 4 pressures allowed, so run blocking is a 74. So no complaints about Sareveld. He did have a missed assignment there on the play where JJ got ass over apple carted. Luke Montgomery, not a good game for him this week either. 59. He had a 56 against Texas. On the season, a 69.5. That's good, but you're teetering on bad there. Getting anything under 69 is not good. So, O-line, we need consistency in the run game. Please. I'm giving you a C this week. Could have been worse, but occasionally they have that bully mentality. They're going to push you around and tell you about it, but it's not consistent. Ryan Day, after the game, called this a learning win. Said the team looked emotionally flat early on. Maybe because back-to-back physical games. I don't know. Washington and Minnesota, were they that physical? I guess kind of, but... and then again, what is this offensive identity? Power run or precision passing? When Sayin's in rhythm, this offense looks elite, like unguardable, unstoppable. But like Saturday, when Ryan Day leans run first, it looks like shit. We've seen this before. So, we need more attacking, more effective, more ruthlessness in the offensive play calling. So, for the play calling, I'm going C+, I guess. Blame the short field if you want. Defense is just doing their freaking job, that's all. To recap, quarterback B, controlled but conservative play calling. Running back C-, an injury there, but no explosiveness from anybody else. And is it just me, or does it seem like James Peoples just runs into contact? Seems like the first guy he comes in contact with takes him to the ground. Yeah. Receivers and tight ends, a B, efficient, but not used enough, that's for sure. O-line, C, needs to get better. Good pass pro, terrible run blocking. Play calling, C+-ish. I don't know. That seems too positive. Too predictable. Too many run plays. We talked about it. So all in all, I give this offense a B-. Get the win on the road. Controlled the game. Never in doubt. But this is not good enough to beat the cheaters. Definitely not. Not with this game plan. I'll pass. So, please pass. Please pass the fucking ball. So, let's get that killer instinct on offense, man. Defense has it. What's the offense doing? So, anyway, that's all I got for you today. Hit me up with your thoughts anytime. Call, text, email. Hit me, joe@thebuckeyecast.com. Leave a comment, all the things. And we got defense tomorrow. So we'll talk to you later. Go Bucks.